everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be working some more on my Wild and Muted junk journal, so y'all come in and say hi. We are live on Facebook if you see the little red button at the top left. If not, you catch a replay either here or on. So let me find it, it's behind me. So this is what we're working on, and I don't know what we're doing. I have two thoughts. Either I done totally forgot what it's called. A waterfall, pull tabby waterfall thingy, or possibly like something with frames. So we're gonna look at it. I'm gonna try to figure it out. My brain is just, it's not working great. So we're going to try my best and come up with something. Thank you for letting me know the sound is good, Dawn. I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and pull this camera up and get started. All right, 1 second. So I was so unsure as to what I was going to do in this today. I almost just did the real life again. But I was like, no, need to work on the journal. Quit putting it off. And I'm funny like that. I tend to, I don't know. Sometimes I just have like blocks and I have to get interested again. That's kind of where I've been lately. So, I don't know. I have, you know, these little typical flippy things. So I'm thinking of possibly doing one of these because this, oh gosh, what is it called? This set of paper that I bought, this digital set, has these little square pictures. And they are just the right size to do one of those. Man, I don't even know where I put it. I think it's over here. I'm just going to tell you what it was called, if I can remember which one it is. I think it's the Torn Pages, maybe? I don't know. Might be the Neutrals. See, all my stuff is unorganized. Let's see. It's in here somewhere. Let me see, which one is it? I think it's this one. I think it's the Nature's Neutrals ink and page. Pretty sure that's the one I got it from. So that actually turned out, even though it was an expensive set in my mind for a digital, it's actually got a lot in it. It's pretty much, it's worth it, honestly. So here's the deal. So I have those, and then I had a file folder that's coffee dyed that I think will work for the pull tabby thing. So I found that, and then, but I also have these in the same set that are very cool. Where did my phone disappear to? Hold on. I didn't get you guys pulled up, and I'm like, my phone's sitting over there off. Let me pull it up again. I must not have clicked it. There we go. Hey, Lori. All right, there. I like these too. And technically, I could do a waterfall with them. But they're a little long for that type of waterfall. But I also had these frames, these die cuts from, there we go, this die cut set, the Sizzix die cut set. It has this frame in it. And I've got these that I cut out. And I did them in that foiled metallic paper. It's got like a rose gold and then like a kind of a coppery gold. So it has two different kinds. And I thought they're just a really good size. They're not perfect, but they're close enough for these. But I don't know what to do with them. I want to put them in frames, but I don't know what to do with them. I thought about just throwing them in the frames and throwing them on a page, but it seems too plain. So I'm kind of torn as to, do I just do the waterfall? And honestly, I might be able to do the waterfall pretty fast and then do something with those too. And one thing I was kind of thinking is to take some of these labels I have and make like a kind of a peekaboo kind of thing with the frames. I'm not real sure. And then you have like a saying behind it, you know. And I don't know if these are sane enough, but I think they are. You know what I mean? Just little thoughts. So that was kind of one thought process. So the question is, what to do? I mean, waterfalls are always, good. Everybody likes a good waterfall. I thought about pausing. I'm not sure if they'll go or if it's too busy. Might be too busy. Because some of these, I'm going to sand these. I've got one or two in here that are already sanded. Let me see. Because this craft paper, it's like a craft core. You can sand it and then it looks different. Let's see if I can show you the difference. Can you see the difference? I don't know if you could come through in the camera. So you get like a kind of an edge, and it can be like inked, but I kind of like it white. It's technically should be brown, but it looks more white. But I thought, about putting them on these pages, but I think they might be too busy, the middle ones. They're all pretty much bees. So I might put it on a different page. But then it's kind of like, what page? And exactly how to use them. Do y'all think the little peekaboo idea might be good? With little sayings underneath it, little like quotes. And then, I also have to think about, what color would work well with this kind of shiny gold. These are all very muted, which is why I like that design. So it works well. It needs to be a heavier page. Look at that blue. I don't like the blue, I don't think. It's not terrible. Got this page. That shade's not bad. So I could do something on this page with just a few. But it wouldn't be, I couldn't fit very many on there. Let me put a paper clip on that one. And But the B ones, I have a feeling they're going to be too busy for that. Greens. Oh, the green and gold, it's not quite as good as the blues, I don't think. This is a little busy, but it's not bad. And then even this is fine, just on this back page. What was on the first one? Let's see what was on the first one. Might have already used most of the plain ones on this. Used that. Got that kind of a blue. It's not as good as the other one. Yeah, the green, I don't know, something funny about the green. The tone doesn't work for me. Yeah, I'm leaning toward that one color in this middle one with the paperclip. That's honestly the best color for it, I think. It's not a thick page though. It's thin. I don't know if it would be strong enough. Even that might work. So that's a thought. I don't know. I can strengthen this if I need to, but I didn't realize it was not hard. For some reason, whatever my brain was thinking it was. So, I don't know. What do you think? Should I do something like that? Guess that's the only really stiff paper I have. Other than this just solid blue, which isn't terrible. Maybe here. I think it's okay. I don't know. So we'll start with the waterfall. You like the peekaboo too? Okay. Cool. So we'll start with the waterfall and see how much time we have. By then, maybe my brain will think of something and a way to do it, because I'll have to figure out a way to back it, because I don't think I can make this flip with this shape without maybe backing it to where it's square, you know, so I can put a little fold or something. I'm not sure. I'll think about that. I could possibly do a washi or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's see where we can put this. So I'm going to use a coffee dyed, and then, so I want it on something that's got maybe some stuff going on, or I'll put a backing on it. But it definitely needs to be a thick page, like a cardstock page. I don't want it there because the bag's there. Don't want it there. Could possibly put it on a back page. Got this green. No. Right, not that one. Maybe. Honestly, some days I think that I just need to use all thicker pages, because honestly that tends to be my go-to. Pink or bees. It's not terrible on that. Try and just make sure I have something that won't clash too much. It's not terrible. I don't like that color. screen. It looks good with that. Actually, I kind of like that. I like this with these tones. I might do this one. In the flowers, there's a lot of flowers in here. Let's do that. We'll put it there. All right, so I just got to make it. I'm going to paper clip that one. I just stuck a paper clip somewhere else. Let me find it. Because I don't want that one. So this one. No. Alright, so we'll do it here. Get rid of these two for now. Like that, put it there. Alright, so yeah, I'll have to figure it out. How to make this flippable. Y'all think about it. How could I make this flippable? To where we can peek under it. Because I'll have to like, I'll just cut these out and, you know, make the words, like they won't be long like this. I'll just use like nature is and then the next line, not a, so it fits. I think I can do it and fit underneath it. Especially if I have like a backing on it. I won't be able to fit a ton on a page, but I think enough. Alright, so we'll start with our folder. This is, I like using these manila folder things, file folders, for my waterfalls because honestly, they hold up probably better than most of my other papers. Like I've had this one for probably 3 years now as my little sample, and it has held up really well. Like it's not like cracking or anything. So I do like these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are a little smaller, but not terribly small. I'm thinking how many I can fit. I'll probably do 6. This is 6. I think I can do 6 because they are kind of small. So we have to pick out which 6 we want. Of course, like the little animals, but I like the others too. And then this needs to be cut pretty much the same size as this to start with, and then we can adjust it as needed. So, figure out where to use this folder. Trade things. I never really, I don't know what the grain is on these. I really thought about it. The grain actually runs this way. If you go with the grain, it folds better. So, with that in mind, yeah, doing it to where the fold is, you know, this way will be stronger. As long as it's long enough, and it should be long enough. So we'll just take off this little edge here. This is very busy on this side. 2 totally different looks. That's okay. All right, so we'll just, I like to save that. I think I'll just take it from the middle kind of section here because I might use the tab for something at some point. Sometimes I need a tab. The question is my blade good enough right now? I've been using it a lot with other things. Actually, I might keep that too. So if I take 3 inches from here so I can use this for something. I'm going to do it right here. If I can cut it straight here. It's nothing for it to hold on to, so I think right about there. Yeah. Oh, it works on that, okay. So, I don't know how wide that is. Just get your ruler out, girl. 2.5, which will be fine. And sometimes I give it a little frame. I don't know if I'm gonna or not, but we'll start out with 2.5. I might put a little frame in there, or I might just let the coffee dye be the frame, which is fine too. Right, so this is the piece. And then we just need a little strip, but sometimes I have enough to take it from the bottom. No. All right, so we'll cut another one for this little strip. This is kind of long. So we'll just cut a small little strip, like, oh, I don't know, 1/2 inch. Not even 1/2 inch. Almost 1/2 inch. I'm just going to cut. I'm not really going to about it too much. We'll go there. All right, so that's a good spot for that. I can get some use out of the other pieces. Oh, I don't like to waste those because I don't coffee dye too many of them. If I think about it, I do, but I don't all the time think about it. Looking at a possible frame, but I think that these colors will work well with just using them on this plane. Now, so you have to have the same number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to have the same number of scores as you have cards. So, since we're going to do 6 again, and you start your score with your top piece is where it is on the tab part. So you have to think about all this. So a tab part's going to be on the bottom, and you can kind of just put it wherever. And then I just use my sample because it makes it easier. Because you can always cut off the extra. So I'm going to start the score for the first card, I think here. And then I usually do it like a centimeter, which is 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch or a centimeter is fine for your distance. I think that works out to be a decent distance. So we're just going to go ahead and score it. And I'm going this direction, so let me I can erase this. Put a little, this is going to be my pull tab, so I'm just going to make a little shape here so that I know that this side is going to be my pull tab. It doesn't have to be round, but I usually round it. I have a hair. So it keeps tickling me. All right, there. So just get it in here so I can score. It's kind of a pain. All right, so I'm going to use, I've got like this line. Not that I need to, but I usually do. Where's my little thing yet? Good question. Everything is moved right now. Is it in there? I don't see it. It's supposed to be in here, but I never put it back there because honestly, I don't know. I just don't like it there. All right, so it's not in that container. I have so many containers right now. These little like cans that I make, I've got like 10 of them. Drive me crazy. Way too much stuff. Too much stuff. All right, so we're gonna score, and I like doing the centimeter, honestly, because that's what this particular cutting board has on this side. The inch ones are on the other side, and it's hard to see where you're cutting, so it's just kind of weird. I didn't notice it when I bought it. So we're just going to do there, and I don't know if this is definitely closer than a centimeter. I don't know what that is. It's not either one. It's like some weird amount. But we're going to do a centimeter. I don't think it'll be too big. Yeah, I don't think so. It's not that big to start with, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The thing to keep in mind is that last one, it basically just has to be big enough to fit a card. So I've got plenty of room down there. So fold that there. So, and you decide which one you want out. I'll have to see which way it folds. I don't remember. Let me look at it for a second. All right, so when it's folded, the tail is underneath. The scores are on the top. Your pull thingy is underneath. Yeah, pull thingy is here. So I'm just going to cut this pull thingy real quick. Let's see if I have something I can use instead of just winging it. Usually I just throw a piece of something. Here, we'll use this tape thingy. I think I can do it with this. I'm just trying to get a shape. You could just cut it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We'll do that. And then you can go ahead and measure from the last one. So your last card is glued down and it's over this thing. But that tells you how far to go from this point, this last score, to here. And then the rest gets cut off. So these are, I think they're 2 inches. Exactly 2 by 2. Yeah, they're 2 inches. So we know that we need to be at least 2 inches unless we want a border, which we're probably going to do a border. You know, I'm going to cut one out so I can get a better idea. So I'm probably going to, since I know I'm wider than 2 inches. All right, let's just start with this strap. Okay. That line is very confusing. It looks like it should be over here, but it's not. It's like right here. I thought I was like, is my paper crooked? What is going on? Nope, my paper's fine. Just has a tricky line on it. All right, so I don't know which pictures we're going to use. It does it again on that side. Y'all can help me decide which pictures you like, maybe. This last one's going to be a little more challenging. Miss that side. I know I'm going to use some of these because I definitely want that little fox and that deer, I think. I like them. I don't know what you're hitting, but you're hitting something. Move ever so slightly. Oh my goodness. Where are my tweezers? Alright, so we definitely want this. Oh my gosh, there's a line. I should have cut that border off first. Sometimes you get a border on these digitals and sometimes you don't. Alright, so we definitely want this little deer. I think. And I do like this tree too. I might use it. If I can see where it stops. Right there. So maybe. I like that tree. I might end up with way too many, so can only have 6, but I'll decide. If y'all have favorites, yell at me and say, hey, I really like that one. I don't mind using them, so too. Okay. So we've got this. This bunny's cute. That little birdie's cute. This flower's kind of cute. I think I want the birdie. It looks like a little sparrow or a house finch. So that would be 6 if I use this bunny. Should I use the bunny or one of the others? What do y'all think? These little flowers are kind of cute. Get like a feather. I'll cut them both out and we can decide in a minute. If I can get it to line up. This is jeez, my tweezers, I can't hold on to it. That, and then we'll grab the bunny. Alright. Y'all good with those? Let me know. So we have these are the ones I have cut. Do y'all like one more than the other? We have 7, so and then other than that I have more flowers and this feather. So y'all think about that. Let's see, so we need to cut this so that, let me just grab one of these. So yeah, there's going to be a frame, I think. No, in order to do the frame, I would have had to have the score different. So I can only do the frame on the outside edge. I could possibly do it on the inside as long as I don't go too far because I need to have enough room. No, we'll just do it on the outside edge. Safer. But I will do it just the frame because I don't think it needs anything else. Sometimes I back it with like a whole other cardstock or something. But I don't know. I kind of think this is simple and it's muted. Let's just do that. Any thoughts? Do you like any pictures better than the other pictures? So we're going to cut this. That's what I was doing. We're going to cut this right at that 2-inch mark. I might leave just a tiny, tiny bit just in case. So, because that's my last card. Oh, not necessarily that picture, but you know what I mean. I might leave just a little tiny bit extra. I did that here. I left just a little extra. Okay, so we have this. We have our little pull tabby thingy. And sometimes I adjust it. If the pull tab's too far down, I may cut it again and make it higher. But that's close. Yeah, it's close to what I did before. As long as it fits on the page, doesn't really matter. Yeah, I made it a lot more rounded last time, but I kind of like that shape. It's not a bad shape. Can't tell if it's centered though. It feels a little off. Let me look at it on my grid. I put that there and that there. Is it just my eyes? It's actually not terrible. It's pretty close. Close enough. All right. So when this is pulled, what will happen is you will see this part. So we will see this, which is, that's fine. I think I'd rather have this for the border that's cleaner than this for the border. So I think I'll leave it like that. I just need to fold all these scores, and I need to put this little, I don't know what you call it, slide thingy, I don't know. It doesn't have a name. We're going to put this little strip of paper down. Right, I'm just going to put all these pictures up here, and we'll decide which ones we're going to use in a minute. Nobody's really said anything, so probably going to be up to me. They're all pretty, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so let's get a little strippy thing. So you want your strip to be on the back of your top piece, okay? But this part is open, okay? The top part is just glued down underneath your picture. Do you like all of them, Bonnie? Okay. So what's going to happen is, and I usually go up about, let's see how far I went up on this one. Not that far. It's like maybe 1/8 of an inch from the bottom, which seems to work pretty good. So, and this one could be as colorful as you want. It doesn't really matter. But I might do this side. And what I like to do is have the point where it crosses over in the back. So you just stick it on here. And just fold it over. Straight. Just fold it over that way. And you fold it over this way. Not too tight. You want to be snug, but not. You need room for that card to feed through there. So looser is probably a little better than too tight. And it can be adjusted as to where you glue it. Doesn't have to be right on the edge. Let's see if I can draw this. Cut this somewhat straight. Okay. Okay. So remember, the back part is the feed through, so it's not glued. The top part will be glued down. So you can think about how you want to do that. I'm going to just start here, line it up again. Find my glue. It doesn't have to be glued like crazy well because you're going to glue that card on top of it, but I do like to put a little there. Just a little drop. Remember, don't be too tight, so I'm just going to pull this out just a fraction where there's just a tiniest little gap there. It's maybe a 1/16 of an inch, if that. Same thing here, so you just adjust your fold wherever you need to, and then you can always just kind of feed it through, make sure that it fits. If it doesn't fit, then adjust it. So this part you're not gluing down there, but you are gluing this part. You're gluing the tab together only. Remember, not too tight. This is going to be, you're going to want to pull it tight, and it's like that will cause you issues later. Trying to get it straight. Get over there. Straight enough. Make sure it feeds through. It's crooked. Can I move it? I hope so, because I don't want it crooked. That's why we don't put a lot of glue. So if you get it on there crooked, you can fix it. If it's crooked, it sometimes will cause issues, so trying to make sure it's not crooked. I didn't catch it. Just got to break that glue in the front and fix it. You could always do your band first and then slide it on, I guess, but alright, so I want it to be right. Go straight. Right there. Only need enough just to kind of hold this in place. Alright, stay. Now we straight. Let's see if make sure it goes through still. All right, let's fold these. So I usually just fold them back and forth. If you want them to be able to move freely, you can use your bone folder. I will probably do that in a second, just to make sure everything's straight. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that my folds are scored nice and straight. So you want to just line it up. Usually they should be logically, but you know, sometimes they're not. Sometimes your hand slipped or something and it just didn't go in the right place. This is one of those projects where if everything is straight and, you know, even and all that, it does work better. All right. So now got our little base done. Okay. And everything should move freely. Like this should, you know, have a lot of give. So then you can start placing your cards. And I think I start with the bottom. Yeah, I usually start with the bottom. So whatever picture you want on the top is the last one you'll put on. And the top crease goes right at the top. So you have to think about, you know, what picture you want there. I'm going to put this on real quick because it's going to dry out on me. So we have deer, tree, fox. And let's look at our page, see if anything looks better than the others for a front picture. So we do have this picture over here. I haven't decided if I'm going to put something back here. I might. I might not. All right, so we have too many. You know, I think I'm going to go with, I'm not sure about the bunny. I don't know. I was born near the rabbit. I should really like rabbits, but they're not my favorite. I don't not like them, but you know, they're just not my favorite. I'm debating on, that would give me 4 animals. I kind of like the idea of maybe 3 animals. Maybe I'll do the flowers. We'll save the bunny. I'm going to go somewhere else. Someone else will be like, oh, I love bunnies, don't lose the bunny. That's what always happens. All right, so as far as this picture goes, if there was one I wanted to show on the top, and also you've got the blue to think of. You like the bird? Maybe the bird on the top? Works. So I'll probably alternate between animals and plants. So let's go with, for the bottom one, so if we have the bird and then say the tree and then the fox and then a flower and then the deer and then the tree. Let's put the tree on the base. That works. All right, so let's do it in this order, which means we need to reverse it. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to start at the bottom. Now, you want it to be, let's see if I can show you. You want it to be below your fold, but not too far below. Just enough to where it will actually move. Okay, so you don't want to hinder it moving. So I'm going to glue it down. Debating if I want to ink it. I might. It would give it a little more of a frame. Maybe I will. Just use some vintage. Oh, you need the little thingy. Let's see which one looks better. They honestly all look beat up. Now, I'm going to ink one of these others real quick. I'll ink this little bunny rabbit and just see what it looks like. I think it'll be okay with this color. It'll pretty much match the coffee dyed. Yeah. I like the ink. All right, we're gonna ink it. Wasn't gonna, and yes, I think I will. I'm just gonna ink them all, so it's done. We can put the ink up and get it out of our way. We can be thinking about what we're going to do with that other project. Y'all thought about it? What do you think I could use to make it flippable? Fabric, just a folded piece of file folder, or washi. I don't even know what kind of washi I have that would. Sometimes washi's not necessarily the best thing because sometimes it just doesn't hold up to being flipped a lot. It can be, yeah, it just can tear too easily. So I don't know if that's the best option. I'm thinking maybe a light muslin fabric or something, which I should have plenty of. Maybe something like that. Right, that all of them? Yep. Okay. Should we ink this too? We should ink this too. If we're inking, let's just ink it all. Do the whole thing. I'm not sure what part you see, so I'm just gonna do the whole thing because I can't remember which part shows. I can remember which side because one side doesn't really show too much. I feel like it's this side that doesn't show as much, but I'm not 100% sure. Just do a quick job. Quick inky job. Okay. There. All inked. Put that out of my way. And back to gluing. All right. So we're gluing this way. Okay. We'll use my tweezers. So this is the only one that gets glued completely down. All the others, you only put glue in the top section. But your bottom one gets glued completely down. Okay, so you want to find your fold. And you want to go just below your fold. And even on both sides. If you can. Ideally, anyway. Make sure it still folds. Yeah. Okay. Make sure we're the right way and all that. And we are. So what's going to happen is this will be like this. This will come through here. And it will pull like this. Okay. So then you go with your next one. Now on this one, you only want glue on the top part of your card. It doesn't have to be, I don't think it has to be the whole section, does it? Yeah, it needs to be the whole section. So you want glue to be just under to just over. And think about how the best way it is to do that. I suppose I could mark it. I mean, I can kind of tell from the previous one. I'm going to put I don't want to put the glue on here because I'm afraid I'll go over. So I'm going to put the glue on here. Just don't go over your lines. Keep it in the middle. It'll spread out enough, but you don't want it to go over the folds at all. Okay, and then you just line it up just below your fold. Try to have it straight if you can. So line up your, to the one below it. Check your fold real quick before it dries. Make sure you're still good. And just try to keep it straight. All right, next. So I'm just doing like a little rectangle in between there. This, you need good lighting. It's honestly kind of hard to see. I want a little bit high on that glue. Might actually want to go up a little bit more. Okay. Just make sure it looks good. I tend to check these a lot as I go, just to make sure that I haven't glued anything I'm not supposed to. Okay, same thing, try to keep it straight. I'm trying to do my best to line it up with the bottom cards. Good. Next one. But they seem complicated, I guess, but they're really not that bad. Once you do one, and always just keep yourself a sample. Just make one out of cards you don't really care about. Those over there were from a calendar. You know how the back of the calendars have the little cards? The little thumbnails, basically. They work perfect for these. I use them a lot, little calendar thumbnails. Make yourself one to just kind of have for reference. It just makes life easier. And then the last one. You can also use double stick tape if you don't feel comfortable using glue. I usually just use glue, but either will work. Oops, it moved. Totally slid. Did you see that? Sneaky birdie. Stay where you're supposed to be. All right. So we have our little things down. Now, I didn't do anything with the backs of these because I think they make good little hidden journaling spaces. So I just leave them usually. If the backs bother you being plain, because you do see them, you can, before you glue them down, throw something on there, scrap paper or something. But I usually just leave them like they are. Okay. So this will be the waterfall. Now when you glue it into the booklet, the only part that gets glue is just this little tab. Okay, you don't glue anywhere else. And what happens is the little tab stays in place and the waterfall effect happens. Okay, so not too bad. And then we want to figure out what we're going to do with that page, if anything. If I can get this thing back in there, it already dried up on me. I'm almost out of wipes. I meant to tell hubby to grab some at Target. Alright, let's throw these somewhere so we don't lose them. That's over there. Go to our page. So we gotta decide what we want to do with this background. Let me see what I want to do. So I think this size will be fine. See if I can kind of see how it pulls. So it might go higher. Depends on how much you want this to pull below. It doesn't really matter. If it sticks out when you're pulling it, but you can decide, you know. As long as you're not so far up that it's coming out the top, I think. I think I would rather it not come out the top. But, so I usually do somewhere kind of in the middle. And then maybe I could put a word there or something. I like this color with it though. That works well. Let me look at my words and things and papers. See if I have any Stamperia papers that are I could possibly use something from. I have a little bit left. It's going fast, honestly. Not that. Let's see what else I got. Couple of small fussy cuts. It might have something in there. I have this thing I cut out the other day. What was this? It says, "And the secret garden bloomed and bloomed, and every morning revealed new miracles." I like that. I might back it with something, or maybe round off the corners or something. That works. And I could put possibly a couple of fussy cuts. Let me see what I have. A pack of fussy cuts here somewhere. I think they're in this one. Let's see. What could I back that with? What would be a good color? Let's see. I have a scrap here somewhere I can use. Put green. Digging through my scraps. This blue. What is this blue? It's not hard. We want cardstocky. Is that long enough? No. Not quite. I don't know if I have any more of that. Cat's meowing at the door. No, don't pull on the door. He likes to open our doors and come in. Very creative. What do you got? What do you got? Maybe this one. I do have more of that green. I thought I did. So I have more of this. Let go. over this green parchment. I think I like the green parchment. I also have this. I think the green parchment gives me a little more contrast. I'll do that. I might have some like small things in here. We'll see. Alright. So, how big does this need to be? I'm going to get rid of some of this on the side here. It's a little wide. And then, should I round it or not? It's kind of close to the A. Maybe not. I think it might be too close, so I'm not going to round it. But I will decal this, so about somewhere about there and there. I'll just cut that out with the decal thingy if I can get to it. Which way? This way is the least amount of waste. The edge there. And where's it at? Okay. Can't hold anything. Grab my ink. Just warm up. There we go. A little bit of ink on here. Probably won't show up on the bottom at all. It's fine. No, ink says too, sure. Show off that decal. Okay. Put that on there. It does blend well, Bonnie. I agree. Okay, see if I can get this on straight. Thereabouts. Okay. So we have this. And then we have this, just fits. And then I don't think there'll be an issue being too close to the center because this is like only our 3rd page or something. So I don't think it'll be an issue. And then this will go somewhere about here maybe. Let me see how that works. I don't want it to snag on that. Because when it comes back up, it's going to hit. I think I want to come down. Hadn't really thought about that, but as I do it, I realize that's going to happen. So make sure that that last card isn't hitting. So I can be as high up as, so I don't hit that. So about there looks about right. So we'll go ahead and glue that in place so it's in place. sure that I'm definitely the right direction. No? Yep. Yep. Okay, right there. And then this, it's hard to tell because you have to hold it to move it. Okay, so that's as high as it goes, so about there. So right about there. So I only want glue right here where the tabby is, so it's going to be about there. I'm just making a mark so I know where to put it approximately. So it's going to go approximately here. You can erase anything that doesn't, but I only want glue there, so only on the tab. Try to get it on here straight. Straight as I can. All right, that looks good. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay. And give it I'll let it dry for just a minute. I don't want to pull it yet. So we've got some things. Let's see, what do we got? Got tickets. Like a moon. Probably not a moon. We have a bunny. It's big. It's kind of too big. What is that? Oh, it's a paper clip. I don't know if any of these will be good choices, but figured I'd look. The blues are weird. They don't really blend well with that. My story. Collect moments, not things. Not really. It seems out of place. Possibly like just some tickets or something, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if it needs anything. I mean, does it? I don't know. Trying to find small ones. Maybe just a couple of tickets here and there. Too big. There's a little flower. And a postal. A lot of stamps. Stamps and tickets. And we could put something here that says pull or something. I'll have to probably make something. I doubt I have anything. I might have some of those letters I can glue on. I always like to put pull on it because, I don't know. Sometimes people might not realize. Coffee cup. What's this one? Maybe. Too much. It's a butterfly. I thought I had some butterflies. I might put that there. decide if I want all these tickets. It's a little much. It can be under, it doesn't have to be on top. I feel like maybe that one on top. Maybe one more. Is it too even? I feel like it's awful even. Just trying to find something smaller. What is that? Oh. That's too big, I think. It's a plant. Is it too much or okay? I'm just kind of randomly grabbing stuff. I don't know. It's honestly, it's kind of a really eclectic mix of stuff here. This, because it matches that. Maybe instead of that, maybe on this side. Yeah, it kind of balances out that darker color. Is the plant totally out of place, or is it okay? Any more? Just trying to find another butterfly or something, but I'm not seeing any. I bet I just didn't fussy cut them. There's probably more, I just probably didn't fussy cut them all. I don't see any in there. Let me see. I had another package that had pieces that I didn't fussy cut yet. Because I got tired. I got tired of fussy cutting. Yeah, there's more butterflies here. Maybe one or two more butterflies. I don't know if it's getting too busy. I don't want to go too busy. Where did my tweezers go? There they are. Alright, this one's small enough. There's some like little stars, but those are probably a pain to cut out. There's another butterfly. It's a dark one. Maybe this dark one somewhere. I think I like this little one there. I feel like it needs maybe one more butterfly or two. I just don't want to overdo it. I could always lose a stamp if I had to, I guess. There's another potted plant. Honestly, kind of just like the one there. Any more small butterflies? Big butterflies. Not a lot of small ones in there. I think that was all of them. Alright, let's see. So we've got these two and that one. I'm not going to even try to get these antennae. We're just going to leave them. Because that would be crazy. Kitty. Can y'all hear him? I don't know if he's hungry. He might be, or he might just be lonely. Okay, I have to ink it because it's got white edges. Alright, so this one. It's like a huge butterfly. Maybe just here. Maybe on this side. I don't know. Y'all tell me it is upside down. Well, actually, oh, it's got writing in every direction. So it can go pretty much anyway. There's no number. Yeah. Interesting. Maybe like that. Maybe one. Should I put one more butterfly? There was another one I just saw. I don't. Oh, there it is. This one or this one? Maybe this one. I really don't like fussy cutting on camera. I'm not going to have time to do anything else today, probably. That's right. We can think about how we want to do the peekaboo thingy, I guess. I can do that Monday. There's a little body on there. All right. Like that? Sure. I wasn't going to ink this one, but I think I will. So, should I put pull? Not put pull? Leave it to people to figure out? Just put the little butterfly? I have like letters. I just, whether or not I have the actual letters I need, that's a whole other question. That is always the question. I have black and I have white. Let's see. The question is, do I have enough? Yes, that's good. Okay, good. Let's get these non-cut out ones back in their little place. At some point I'll cut these out. That's trash. Okay, and then I have an envelope for these. Oh, I missed a non-cut out. Get out of there. Please go here. Stuff out of my way so I can see what I have. I guess I should glue these down before I continue because they're going to get moved all over the place. Ink this one. Left a lot of white. I think the others are okay. The white doesn't look terrible. I'll leave them. Alright, let's start gluing. Looks a little funny. It's like sometimes a white edge looks okay, sometimes it just looks weird. Alright, how did I have that? Did I have it? There, that way. This way, maybe. Something like that, I think. Almost. I think it's cute, considering I really didn't know what I was going to do for sure. Always worry. I prefer to have a plan, but sometimes I just don't. I think that's going to snag, but I'm going to try to make sure it's over a little bit. Just don't want anything there that's going to catch on it. Butterfly, come here. I'll put him low enough and we'll decide if we're going to put pull up there or not. I'm going to put him right on the bottom. And then usually black looks better, but the question is, do I have letters? I haven't gone through and checked what I'm running out of as of late. These might be too big, I can't tell. Let's see. Do I have L's? Maybe, maybe not. I can always use an E or something, or even an F sometimes. I don't remember if the L's have a tail, do they? Nope, they do not. There's one. Is there another one? So you have to just kind of let them fall to see if you can find them. I thought I saw one. Maybe, maybe not. I can see y'all being yelling at me going, there's one, I saw it. Okay, put pull. I'll straighten it out better. I think the black will work better than the white. I think the white might be too light. Assuming I even have all the letters in white. Yeah, the white's going to be way too light. I'm waiting to see if anybody says anything. I might just make the decision on my own. I think pull's okay. We'll throw it on there. All these glued. Everything glued, everything glued. Okay, I think I'll put it on there. See if I can get it somewhat even. It doesn't have to be even. It could be like, you know, crazy. Not backwards though. So let's try to do it straight or try to do it kind of crooked. So more whimsical and fun or straight. It is hard to do it straight. That's why a lot of times I just do it more whimsical just because it's too hard to do it straight. So if I do it more whimsical, I just usually try to turn them a little bit, kind of willy-nilly, you know. Oh my gosh, cooperate. Something like that. I don't know. I might try to do it straight. It never works, but might try. Let's see if we can do it. I think this is about where I need to be. Without, you know, getting a ruler out and doing it all, you know, perfect. It can be challenging. But I think that the L's kind of make it hard to do crooked. Does it need to go lower? I can't tell. Just a fraction. Same distance. The L is longer than that U. I didn't quite get the tail. Close. Not too bad. All right. There we go. We did a project. I didn't get to the frames, but we'll do something Monday. I'll think about how I can do it and make it peekaboo, and maybe cut out the letters so that they're ready, all the little sayings and stuff. So I have all that ready. Then it won't be so unorganized. So we'll do that. We'll save that for Monday. So something with the frames and the little pictures, and then we'll have little quotes under them. Little, you know, just inspirations. Our thing. Let's see how it works. It looks pretty good. And if you ever feel like it's just not quite folding good or anything, you can kind of pull it out and give it a fold, but I think it's good. Cute. Cute. They're so much fun. Just sit here and play with it. And once it's in the journal, it tends to lay flat after a while. I didn't put anything there, but I think it's okay. I don't think it needs anything. It just gives a chance for that to snag, and it's probably best not to. All right, guys, that is it for our live. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like our little picture, our little waterfall, a little waterfall element. All right, y'all take care. Have a wonderful evening. Talk to y'all next time. Bye-bye.